Okay, guys, so we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly Grim and Perilous Master today, because today we're carrying on with our ongoing campaign, playing Cubicle 7's outstanding Warhammer Fantasy 4th Edition. And we are playing that with, using one of the kind of niche setting products, which I got it right here, Salzenmund, City of Salt and Silver. And our campaign is called Salt, Silver, and Sin. And with me today are the stars of the Salt, Silver, and Sin campaign. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing today. Also tell us how much you love camping. First up is Graham.
Hi, I am Graham, and I am playing Ruthard Bellas Dingfelder, an extremely young man, currently a soldier, or claims to be a soldier, but really he's just trying to stay alive.
Very nice. Next up is Sean.
Hey, I'm playing Thognoth, a dwarf of the Cragforge clan and an Ironbreaker.
Very nice. Next up is John.
Everyone, I am John, and I'm playing Talthir of Manon. He is a sailor priest of Manon, and he is not made for the woods.
And last, but certainly not least, is Darren.
Hello there. Yeah, I'm playing Alwyn Carlson, who is our human bounty hunter, and as always, with his lovable but not so healthy Astrid.
Yeah, you're gonna have neighbors call if you keep your dog in that condition. Someone's gonna call the Grim and Perilous ASPCA.
Good luck finding us.
Yeah, fair enough. So, guys, let me move us on over to the old camp here. Now, what do you guys recall having happened last time?
I've got a one-liner.
Yeah?
On last time, which was, I've just wrote down, in the session, we fought a boar and got pummeled by weather, fatigue, and our own ineptitude.
You did hurt yourself on a tree.
That being embellished by my colleagues.
Is that listed in rank order, or?
I'm happy for us to do a rank ordering live right now.
I put in aptitude at the highest.
Yeah. Okay.
That's right. Yeah, because you had the misfire on your prayer as well.
Yeah, that and my heal check on Astrid.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys had a rough go of it. That I think summarizes where we are, and I believe we were leaving ourselves with completing a rest, or attempting to do so. You had reestablished the camp because you did had a challenging job of doing it in the poor weather from the day previous. So you were settling down. How many levels of fatigue does everyone have right now?
I think I'm at 1. Yeah.
I have one.
I'm at 1. Yep.
Okay. It's not
I've
so
got
bad.
at least 1. Yeah.
I think Aaron has 2, but he was sleeping throughout the day.
Yeah, I think we got it all down to 1, hoping that a good night's rest would sort of get us back, but...
Yeah.
So I think Aaron sacrificed his fatigue for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wrath of Manon on me for 11 days.
I'm not sure if I'm still bleeding. I had a bleeding 1 condition.
I stopped that.
That was treat. Otherwise, you'd be dead.
Yeah, I stopped it.
Yeah, Talbot dealt with that one.
Thanks very much.
Yeah. Okay, so I listened to the last little bit of last session before we started, and I remember referencing something in here, and I'm just checking, see where that is. You know, the travel rules for that are in Light Steps, or what is it, Death Steps, Light Fingers, definitely not going to be for every group, but boy, do I love these. We're not doing these travel stuff in a lot of our other games right now, like the more what do you call? Oh, it's not true. We're actually, you know, Night Below we're using Uncharted Journeys, and Paradar we're using Uncharted Journeys, and in this, so we're back to our basics, guys. most of the time spent tromping around trying to survive the wilderness while sporadically encountering a goblin. Okay, let's see here. Make a camp. All right, then, first off, would everyone give us a challenging endurance test? This is your overnight healing. Nice roll, Owen. Holy smokes.
I only got one success. My fatigue didn't factor in there.
And we're off.
Whoa. Okay. So it's your success level plus your toughness bonus. That's how much you heal.
I guess that's a question. Does the fatigue get taken off of that?
I think so.
Yeah, it must be. It's before you clear it, isn't it? So
yeah,
I got one less on that.
If it applies to all,
yeah, that would make
skill
sense.
checks. This is a skill check. So, all right. So, Rudy, what's your toughness bonus?
It is 4.
So you recover 1.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Still recover 1. Okay.
Yeah,
All
it's the net. Thognoth,
Right,
you're already
yeah.
full. Talther, you're already full. Okay, and Alwyn's going to be up when you wake up in the morning.
This is for fatigue?
No. This is for healing.
Oh, gotcha.
Now, I would ask... Oh, speaking of which, we were talking about our next player pick session is playing Fading Suns. I was looking at the Fading Suns GM screen. And you know what's on the Fading Suns GM screen?
Skill list.
Full skill list. They know
Nice.
what they're doing. All right.
Kevin,
Then,
could I re-roll that endurance test with a fate point?
yeah, absolutely. Fortune.
Fortune, sorry. I
Yeah.
just think I could really do with being in a
More
better
healed, for
state
sure.
than I am now. Can I right-click on that? No.
No, you have to re.
Yeah, so I play with too many
Oh,
platforms.
you might be able to push up on the arrow key and then hit enter.
Maybe I'm committed.
Okay.
No, it's no better.
Well,
No,
it's one more.
better.
You do get one
better,
more.
One better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Then I would ask that everyone give us a challenging cool check, please. This will be before removing your fatigue. You will get a chance to get that down. Hey, THX.
Just made it.
Just made it. Whoa.
Nailed it even.
I can't do anything right. Yeah.
Hey, so Thognoth is good. Rudy and Alwyn, do either of you wish to fortune those?
With the fatigue, it's pretty unlikely that I'm gonna.
Yeah, I
to be
probably
honest.
can't afford it right now. I've spent one already on recovering.
Okay. So, Rudy, I would like you to tell us a little bit about what your red dream is. What is the dream that you will be waking from that would leave you shaking with rage?
With rage.
You can give some consideration to this too, Alwyn, because I'll be asking you about that in a moment, though yours is much worse at an astounding failure.
I think I wake from a dream that reflects my recent experiences in the sewers.
Be captured by the Skaven, you mean? Or fighting the Skaven?
I think it's the way that nobody comes out of these things very well, and the loss of lives that admittedly mostly elven lives, but they're still lives.
Oh, you mean that one, not the... I was thinking of I thought you were talking about your loss of your friends, like your childhood friends with Talther. All the ones that got killed
much
when
more
you were
recent.
captured.
It's the fact that voices have been stilled when there was really no need for that.
Yeah.
And it's just the feeling that you can't do anything. You can't do anything right.
It's like a rage driven by desperation.
Yeah.
Okay. You wake up from that. Alwyn, you're going to be working. You're going to be waking in a bit of a frenzy on account of that failure. So
Yeah.
what is it that you think that has...
Well, I think the night before he had a dream where he thought it was sort of inevitable that someone's going to get this rage at some point, and he was sort of scared and angry at the same time of that. Now he's waking up thinking that's what's happened to Astrid. This is like the first sort of signs of something attacking her, and she's gonna, come round with rage. And he's now sort of fearful and enraged that someone's going to try and kill Astrid before the rage takes over. So
someone might have already.
Yeah, so he's rushing over, swords drawn, standing over Astrid, sort of looking around for anyone that comes anywhere close.
So I think with the astounding failure, this is going to be it's resulting in violence for a moment or so.
Okay.
So I think, just you reminded us of the roll. Why don't Talther and Alwyn give us a... Let's see here. Is there a separate skill for grappling, or it's unarmed combat? Brawling.
Brawling, yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you each give us a brawling check? I think I'm going to give Alwyn, because you're the one who first woke up, and Talther, you're not going to necessarily expect this. Talther will be at challenging, you'll be at average, Alwyn. Okay. Oh.
Jeez. Don't choke me out, bro.
Alwyn's a brawler. I didn't know this.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Snuffle the heart.
What's your strength bonus?
Yeah.
Alwyn?
Yeah, I've got my fatigue back now. Strength bonus is 4.
Talther, you take 11 points of damage as he's wrenching your neck and trying to...
Did my toughness come into play?
Does not actually. Ignores... Oh, no, toughness does, but ignores armor.
Okay, toughness is 5, so...
Okay.
And I think you'd be shouting, "What have you done to her? What have you done to her?" And he's sort of almost trying to break his arm at this point, I would imagine.
Okay.
He's doing quite a lot of damage.
So this is the scene that wakes everybody up. Why don't we roll initiative?
Oh,
Just
Lord.
to give some structure to this.
Yeah.
Okay. Thognoff. Alwyn has got Talther in some kind of chokehold and is wrenching him back and forth and screaming about what he's done to Astrid. What would you like to do?
I think he is a little foggy, but it's not his first time in a combat camp this has ever happened. I want to say, and so he's shouting in Khazalid some hazy, sort of half asleep curses of what in the hell are you doing, and goes over to break it up. Runs over to
Sure.
he piles in the whole thing. And
So let's see. You would be prone to start because you'd be sleeping.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a paragraph that's missed very often, but dwarves actually sleep hanging upside down from a roof.
It's even worse, but let's just skip over the other.
Yeah. Okay. On your turn, your move can only be used to stand up or to crawl at half your movement.
He gets up. He would get up.
Okay, so you stagger up, but do you want to say anything?
Yeah. He's shouting in Khazalid, some curses you'd say to to a fellow soldier.
Sure. So why don't you do this? Give us a...
Intimidation?
But the thing is, it sounds like the way you phrase it is fellow soldier. You're not trying to...
It's fellow soldier. I'm cursing out fellow soldiers, so whichever...
I think charm, but it's going to be... Because it's in Khazal, it'll make it hard. They'll get the intent from your thing, but I don't think they'll.
Charm heart. Okay. Let's see here.
Yeah, charm heart, please.
I'm still fatigued. Fatigue? No, it's over, right?
No, your fatigue will be gone. Anyone who would have waken up without fatigue.
Nice. Okay.
Mm.
No. I was in the negatives, so.
Wow.
It didn't even give you a degree of failure there.
No,
It's just like,
so bad.
At a certain point, it just, you know.
all right. So, Thognoth, you're screaming at them. No one's making any sense of what you're. In fairness, I'm no better first thing when I wake up.
Sure.
To say nothing if someone's choking a priest first thing. Talther, what are you doing?
Well, I cannot match Alwyn at all in brawling. So the only thing he can do is try to squeak out a prayer to try to purge whatever anger is taken over his friend with the blessing.
Okay, so how does your cursing by Manon, how does that work?
It's just going to be -10 penalty.
Okay, hold up. You have the entangled condition currently. Let's make sure that you can actually do that. Entangled is not on the GM screen. On screen. Jeez.
Yeah, it's outrageous.
I'm going back to Fading Suns. That's it.
Yeah. You cannot move, and all actions involving movement, including grappling, suffer a -10% penalty.
Well, not moving.
Doesn't otherwise restrict you.
No.
Okay, so you're going to take another -10 on top of whatever you get from your excommunication.
Okay. Magic. Tenacity.
Come
I
on.
believe that's the one. Let's see. So it's basically at hard because of the -20.
Yeah.
I'm re-rolling that one.
Wow. Yeah.
John, I don't think your narrative metacurrency makes it to mid-session break ever.
That's you keep putting me.
There
in
you
these
go.
situations.
Oh, look at that. Yeah,
All
look at that.
right.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, so all this is not gonna. He's not affected by something that's going to be affected by that. But what you'll do is you'll give +10 to his cool check to try and shake it off.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Rudy.
I that's really weird.
Actually, I'm gonna change my mind. The prayer worked. So, Alwyn, you're gonna be purged of whatever rage that's taking you. But Rudy, what are you doing?
So strange. I thought I'd woken up.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll wake up soon.
You know how, like, if you're on edge and someone else is on edge, it kind of like can grate against. Remember, you're waking up from like that feeling of rage too, and you can see that Alwyn has been absolutely seized by something. And you've only known him for a couple of months now, but I don't think you've ever seen him act like this. Certainly not towards Talther.
No.
What do you do, Rudy?
Oh, okay. In which case, I know I'm awake. I'll just give him a good telling off. Owen, what are you doing, mate? Come on, this is what we were told. Right? Come on.
Okay. Give us a charm check, please.
Oh yeah, good girl. Always go with your gut instinct and never look at your character sheet. That's always the right answer. Charm. I'm better at charming animals. Alwyn, how do you feel about that? No. All right. What sort of difficulty on that one? Challenging?
It'll be challenging, please.
Challenging. I think I'm still fatigued, so this is probably not going to
You
happen.
won't be when you wake up. You'll be fine.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'll tell you
Well,
what.
you lose one fatigue level.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to make a roll for now and see what we get.
Let's see.
No, it wouldn't have come in even if I'd fiddled around with fatigue.
Okay. Alwyn.
Oh, come on.
You're no longer out of control. So you currently have Talther in a headlock.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. has Astrid actually woken up at this stage because of the good light's rest?
Astrid
So I'm
can
thinking
give
if I
us.
looked over.
Yeah, let's see. Astrid can give us a endurance check, and let me see what her score would be in that.
Oh, let's give it a roll.
Give us a percentile roll, and then we'll.
Yeah. 46.
46 is possible.
Hmm.
So she would have recovered 2 points. So yeah, when you get up, Astrid kind of gets up, and maybe that's what you hear is her barking because she acts on your turn, right?
That's what I was going to say. Is I've got him in this hold. I hear Astrid look over, and although obviously she's not, a normal self completely, I can see that she looks sort of. She hasn't got the rage, and her eyes look normal, etc. And then I think I just drop what I'm doing, or release Talfa, stand up, and I think he would just sort of sheepishly back off towards Astrid and just goes, I'm sorry, and he just keep repeating it as if he don't know what happened, and he can't imagine why he was doing it and how he got where he was, almost like he's got no memory of the last sort of couple of minutes. Because I think he was just completely overtaken by his dream, but he was doing these actions before he'd even realised what he was doing. So he's sort of embarrassed and sort of sheepish, and sort of going to check on Astrid and sort of hoping people will sort of give him a bit of time to come around and see if things settle down and he can try and apologise properly or something.
Why doesn't everyone give us a D10 roll, please?
Okay.
Check the weather for today. Comfortable temperature. No precipitation. Clear skies. Ooh. And a bit of a strong wind. So it's windy today, but it's lovely. It's a warming. It's a Chinook, guys. A Chinook's coming in. Quick, everyone check for headaches. Then, what does Talther do?
Well, now that he's been dropped, he's like, what's wrong with you? Get off. And my shoulder, man. I need that. Well, he's basically sputtering because he doesn't know. Out there, Alvin could have choked him out and nobody would have known if he hadn't have woken up.
Yeah.
I think he's going to try and, I don't know, put his arm in a sling or something and just try to keep it from getting worse.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. And no penalties today. So I think it's an average check if I'm not in combat.
Let's see.
Or under the GM's discretion, I think.
That is a dangerous prospect. Will it be challenged at the very least? Yeah, make it average. I'm fine with it. You're used to healing yourself now at this point. Nice, and a critical.
Alrighty.
You take that extra point. Once you fill yourself back up, the full 6.
Nice.
So maybe you just, you managed to get your.
I think maybe he dislocated my shoulder and I just pop it back into place with a loud.
Yeah. It's an old childhood
Jesus,
injury.
Alwyn.
So that's the first time that's happened. Obviously. And Thognoth, I think being the observer, the way that Alwyn was acting there, it brings to mind that Norscan who murdered his buddy in the tavern, several months ago, where just the rage overtook him. And
was there a physical manifestation, like their eyes or something? Wasn't there? Am I wrong?
There wasn't. No.
I thought like they got red or something. Something was red. No, nothing.
I mean, they were definitely like
Gotcha.
veins bulging and stuff like that, but there wasn't like bleeding from the eyes or anything like that.
No glowing.
The red may have been because you may be thinking of the red dreams that sometimes afflict people in Salzenmund.
Mm.
And Alwyn got wounded in the boar fight, right?
Yeah.
I'll be over with Alwyn since he's the brawler. Since he's been the brawling one this morning. And
Are you looking for tips for future barroom brawls, or
it's more like I was really looking forward to a couple, and it got called off before I arrived.
yeah,
It's like, man, one more second I could have gotten in there.
showing up at 1 a.m. at a party?
Seriously.
Yeah.
It's been a while since he's had a good. He's not very good at it. He's okay, but the brawling. But he does like a tussle. He's stroking. I think he has one hand on Alwyn and like on his chest, like in classic step back mode, and then the other hand he's stroking his beard, looking at him like what are we gonna do with you? Like what's going on here? Like in more like a sergeant mode almost sort of thing.
Mhm.
And he's looking at you.
And do I remember the dream, or is it just he's just woken up in a crazy
Yeah, I mean,
state?
it would feel like coming out of a fugue. Like you may have snippets of what you remember. It's more you were afflicted with an almost ungovernable rage.
So again, I think he's struggling to sort of look people in the eyes at the moment, and he's being sheepish. But he says,
Astrid comes over and starts like kind of nuzzling your knee.
yeah, and I sort of grab her for sort of comfort, and I won't look at Fognoff, but I sort of, with his head bowed, it's this place. It took me for a while there. Something come over me. I saw Talfa trying to kill Astrid, and when I woke, I was trying to break his arm before I even knew it, and it took Astrid to shake me out of it.
I think in Dognoth's last vestiges of sleep, he replies in Khazalid, and so I won't even go into what it means.
Okay. So he's taking his head, stroking his beard, and heading back to go and get himself ready for the day.
Yep.
And I think Alwyn would just keep himself to himself and like pack up his stuff and just try and avoid everyone for the sort of morning's preparations and such.
Yeah.
Talther, as you're getting ready to go too, you find that Astrid has made her way over to you and is kind of nudging you. You were the cook. You're the one who has all the meat, so
Yeah.
she knows who to see first thing in the morning.
I'll toss a glance over to Alwyn just to double check, and then I'll give her some of the meat rations we have from the boar.
Yeah. You needed to mark it off, but she'll...
A double ration, actually, because she's gone a day without food.
Oh, okay. Yeah. She easily, wolfs the whole thing down.
And we have the
Literally and
extra
figuratively,
so
I guess.
So I got to go over and check and ask Talther, you got all your teeth? Done your inventory?
I'm going to be sore and bruised around the shoulder. I mean, he tweaked it real good, but it's back in its socket.
All right.
How did he get so strong?
Yeah, he's better at brawling than I'd forgotten. It's been too long since we've been in a good tussle. Then I wander off.
Yeah. Never is too early for me.
Rudy, what about you? Well, you can see Alwyn's obviously been taken by that. It seems like no one's noticed that you're looking a little peaked,
It's fine. I think I'll just carry that, and I'll keep an eye on Alwyn just a little bit. I'll probably pick up that he's wanting a little bit of space, and that's fine. But I'll just keep a slightly concerned eye on him, collect my goods and bits and pieces together, tighten the belt.
before you get too dressed up and whatnot, I'll come over and double check your ankle. I can't heal it anymore, but I want to double check that your
Sure, yeah, if you would.
wound from yesterday got
A little
infected.
sore still. Yeah.
Actually, you guys are surrounded by trees too, so it could be low branches abound in here.
Vicious.
Vicious low branches.
Stab you in the ankle.
So then, having completed your camp, are you guys breaking camp? I assume you're breaking camp, and then where are you heading?
Yeah. We think we're heading to the northwest, weren't we? Up and around the mountain.
Sounds right.
I think it's northeast, but yeah, I think it was when the paths broke. The way we were going was only sort of elf tracks. We'd sort of seemed to have lost the hoof prints, whereas the other track had gone sort of more north. We still had those sort of hoof print signs. So I think we're hopefully, Alwyn thinks, following just the elves now.
Okay.
I think it's about a group of three or four, I think.
I think it's 2 groups of 3, right? Because there was.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Now, Graham, would you give us a D10 roll, please? Okay. Well, what do you know? Thognoth. Oh, let's talk about rolls once again for the journey. Who is tracking? I think that's Alwyn, right?
I think it's still me, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Thognoth, are you still a scout? You're using perception?
Yep.
The water endeavor is an outdoor survival test that's challenging. The hunting or fishing endeavor is, hunting for this one will be outdoor survival challenging, and foraging would be outdoor survival challenging as well. I don't think anyone's got lore herbs, right?
Not yet. I'm considering a class change.
Ooh, nice.
If I survive this session, I'll have enough experience to do it.
I can have a go at the foraging, maybe.
Okay. So you're going to forage, that'll get you...
I mean, there might be a few bushes out there that will finish
mushrooms,
off, but
honey, herbs,
you know.
wild vegetables, fruit, insects, and shellfish.
Yeah.
I'm going to be terrible at
short.
anything, so I'm saving mine for camp activities.
Do you guys know that they did beekeeping in what's now Transylvania as far back as, pre-Roman era?
Interesting.
It's so famous for only one thing. The beekeeping. No one talks about the beekeeping in Transylvania. So then that leaves Talther. Sorry, what were you say you're going to do?
I was going to save it for tonight's activity, so we don't have to do a double fatigue.
Okay. What would you like Errant to do during this trip? Is he to rest, do nothing so that he can keep watch again?
So between me and him, between me and Errant, we could probably keep watch tonight.
Okay. So it's a windy day, so you're going to hear a lot of ambient noise in the forest, but otherwise it's quite pleasant. Let's start with Thognoth. Give us a challenging perception check, please.
Okay. And I will have my helmet off at these times of hiking.
Okay. Ooh, it's not far off. A fortune then, or?
55.
I'll tell you what it'll do is just going to give +10 to Rudy for something. If you're successful. It doesn't penalize otherwise, but if you want to weigh the value of spending the fortune point.
I will. I'm going to hold off.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. Rudy, would you give us a challenging wilderness survival check, please?
Is that outdoor survival?
Outdoor survival, forgive me. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's just making sure.
Thinking of D&D, what is it, AD&D nomenclature?
Challenging, yeah. Nope. I haven't made a roll yet, really.
Okay. We're getting all the bad ones out of your system.
Well, maybe.
Or set a trend.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, what you do find is at one break, you're finally stopping and you're relieving yourself, at a mid-morning travel. Thought enough, you happen to look back where he is, and while Rudy has been keeping an eye out for everything, you realize that he is currently relieving himself on a small patch of moonflower, the same herb that you found before.
Hold up. Pinch it. I go trotting over. Pinch.
Yeah, I think that's a very hard endurance check. Just from.
What?
Okay, what he explains is there may be a dwarven. I'm certain there's a dwarven name for it that is different. But what he points out is that you are currently relieving yourself on an herb that
Treats the black plague and an anesthetic is what I have. Anesthesic.
Yeah, anesthetic. Yeah.
Anesthetic.
Yeah. So it can be used as a knockout thing, and generally it makes you feel pretty good. Plus 20 to cool tests.
Plus 20 cool tests, yeah. That's what I have. Plus 30 black plague.
Yeah.
And I'll go down to one knee and go, God, kind of a...
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you can collect it. It's just, you may need to use a water ration to clean it.
And I'll brush him back. Put that away. Put it away. and unearth the flower and get out a. I think I'll put. I'll put it like I'll try to gather some leaves or something, and then tamp it on the leaves.
Yep.
Some natural looking process of whatever.
Yep. Yeah.
Not even defecate properly.
I know, Mutter. Did the overnight? Do you have any better recollection of what took a bite out of you yesterday?
No, I'm just trying to leave that all behind. Thognor.
All right,
leave it behind.
Well, I'll keep a vague open eye. I'll continue to keep a vague open eye for it.
Yeah. Was it on the behind? I don't know. Probably. I swear.
Alwyn, would you give us a tracking check, please? And I think it is average, we said, because you've got... Was it average or was it challenging last time?
I think it was weather dependent, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. And you got great weather today, so average.
Okay.
Well, your focus is incredible on this. So
his sole purpose is to make amends for this morning, so he's trying to be focused, laser focused on what he's doing, and he's keeping ahead of the group a fair bit with insight, but keeping to the job.
So it's around mid-afternoon. When you and Astrid, Thognor is the one who's keeping watch, but I'm assuming you're up front. What you see is Astrid's sort of been trotting along beside you for much of this, and then sort of you can hear, maybe she's ahead of you, but she stops, and her ears go flat against her head, and you can see the fur all along her back is just up. And she is letting out a low growl. And she seems to be pointing in a direction. This path, as much, if it could be called a path, continues on, and you can see there is a pretty big tree. It looks like she's pointing at whatever is just beyond it.
Okay, well, I shall run up by the side of her, draw my bow, and be sort of scanning the area, listening and looking to see if I can see anything in the distance before approach.
You're going to see some stuff anyway, but why don't you give us an average perception check just to see if there's what other extra details you might pick up. Okay. So you're looking around, and just because your recent experience with the spikes tells you to be thinking in a three-dimensional direction, you have to look up, and you can see that there is like on the far side there is a busted limb from one of the trees, and it's fresh. You can still see the what do you call it? The like
sap or something.
Not the sap, but like it's still hanging there. Like it hasn't broken altogether. It's a fresh branch, so it didn't snap off. It's still hanging. Some of the not tendrils, with the fibers still holding the tree, the limb there, suggesting something has dropped down, fallen down, struck that thing on the way down, and that seems to be immediately above wherever Astrid is pointing. There's a little copse of bushes and such over there, and the path goes down a bit from right now, so you're not able to get a clear line of sight. If you look up, you can see something. It almost looks like something is strung between some of the higher branches. Like you would think it's not a spider web, or if so, it's a spider web unlike anything you've ever seen before. But there's something that is strung up a little higher up in the trees, almost immediately above where that broken branch is.
Okay. I'll definitely move closer, cautiously moving closer. Not so I'm directly underneath it, but so I can hopefully see a bit better and see if I can see anything that might have fallen down, which has done this damage to the tree.
Sure. As you're doing that, so what is the rest of the party doing? You see Alwyn's got his bow out, and he seems to be inspecting something. You know Astrid seems agitated by something.
Okay. Got my trident out and just scanning around for any threats.
Okay.
Yeah. Bow ready, yeah.
I'll head over to Alwyn's area and be like 10 feet away from him or 12 feet away, trying to keep an eye on the perimeter.
Okay. Alwyn, as you get closer, Astrid is coming along with you, and while your attention is a little further up, Astrid kind of draws your attention back to the surface of the forest floor. Again, she sort of goes forward and points right at the base of the tree where that the broken bones and whatever it is that's strung up in the trees overhead, broken bones, broken branches. You can see there is a form that has clearly hit the ground and is slumped over, and you recognize it immediately. The markings and whatnot it's one of the elves. But what is curious is it appears that there is a broken shaft of some arrow sticking out of the body. When it fell, clearly the shaft broke. But even from the angle you can see in the barbed point sticking out the far side, like it was a lethal shot. Whoever this is, they died from the shot and fell or were cast out down here.
So it looks like they were sort of hiding or in the tree and were shot from the tree and fell to this point.
Yeah.
And can I see anything else up there, did I say? Is there still...
What lures do you have again?
Only local, I think. Yeah, only local.
Give us a local lore at. I'm going to make it at challenging, just because you do have a particular interest in elves.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Well, here is the other troubling, I guess, thing, is seeing the fletching on the other end of the arrow. It's clearly an elven arrow that he has been shot by.
Oh no.
So I now sort of look around to see where the others are, and obviously Fognoth's close by, so I sort of gesture him over and point out the body, and this looks like the work of an elven arrow.
The rest of you can give. Sorry, what lore skills do you guys have that you think might relate to wood elf stuff, if anything?
I don't have anything. Dwarfs and geology.
Okay, you can give us a dwarf one at very hard, because you may have heard something about the War of the. Was it the War of the Beard? I keep giving you a different name. I forget what's the war between the elves and dwarves called?
Yeah. It's a good question.
I got my High Elf Player's Guide I can reference now.
Nice.
Finally showed up.
Sweet.
Yeah. I think it's like the two setting books for that. That's going to be, I think, the last two books for the line before it relaunches, eh? Because I don't think there's anything new coming up before 5th edition. At least I haven't seen anything else noticed or mentioned.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
War of the Beard. It was called the War of the Beard. Jeez.
Oh, War of the Beard, of course.
Okay.
Indeed. I will mention that, Kevin, I saw Imperial Maledictum, the Mechanicus books are announced. You see that?
No, I didn't.
Next out, Inquisition, now Mechanicus Patron.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, cool.
Anyway.
Okay, so fail with that. Tother, what, and Rudy, do you have local or anything like that? Or
I got
local? Yeah.
You could both give local at, let's say, a hard.
I've only got theologies.
You only got theologies? Give us a very hard check. Okay.
Yeah.
I got to roll real good. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Other direction, roll 20.
Yeah. We got those bad rolls out of your system now, so now we're all set. So yeah, none of you have any idea what. So you're all able to see this, and you probably know the name of this elf. Oddly enough, he's got underneath his tunic, he has a bit of a red color to it. So it's not a horn reference, Sean. It's a Star Trek reference. What do you guys make of this?
I assume same thing that happened with Alwyn happened to these guys, and they were fighting amongst each other.
Tother, you can give us a, let's say, average heal check.
Oh, good.
So the body's got to be at least 2 days old. This must have happened a couple of days ago.
Oh.
And did you say there was still something up the tree? Tied up the tree? We can't make it out from here, I take it. What it is.
You can't see what it, like, you're not sure what it is. It's some piece of fabric that seems to be attached between some of the upper limbs. And I say fabric because I don't know what other word you would use for it. It's not spiderwebs, but the way it's attached seems unnatural.
Maybe this elf had set up there with a
like a hammock.
Right, to be there for a while. I suppose we could. How far up is it, Kevin? Is it?
It's probably going to be an average climb check to safely make your way up there. It doesn't look easy unless you guys have any climbing stuff to make that easier.
Yeah, I've only got a rope, which I think would be to make it better to come down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got some training in climb, but that's it.
Yeah, I've got 40 in climbing.
Got a shot of whiskey for courage.
I mean, strength related, isn't it?
In which case, I'll definitely do it. Yeah.
I got 46.
Wow.
I am a city boy. We don't climb.
It's just whether you think it's worth
it.
the
Yeah.
risk, I guess.
Well, I mean, if they hit it up there, it's probably worth retrieving.
I think so. Definitely. Thognoth,
Yeah.
you seem to be our climber. You know.
That.
That's, you know, you're full of surprises.
Yeah. I know, stores. We have a few tricks up our sleeve.
Yeah. Clearly.
Give me that rope, Alwyn, and I'll. Well, I was just thinking of coming down, but
I could,
yeah, give me the rope. Why not?
I could toss you.
All right, that's enough of that. Out of you. Rudy, what I need for you is to focus on what got you in the brush yesterday.
Okay.
So spend your time well.
Yeah. I've got my eyes on the shrubberies.
All right, and I'll get the rope from Alwyn and start making my way. I'll hand my. Yeah, so I'll lean my shield against the tree.
Yep.
And helm for that matter.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and give us an average climb check, please.
Yeah, at least you could use it as a bit of safety, the rope, I guess. If there's any sturdy branches, you can loop it over and we can sort of hold it down.
Right.
Give you a bit of protection from a fall.
I will reroll.
Sounds good.
Here we go.
Nice.
Oh.
Okay.
I just had to get my foot in.
Yeah. So he is Thognoth is a surprisingly nimble climber. Or maybe just more as a brute strength of getting up rather than nimbleness. But yeah, you're able to clamber up this tree fairly easily, Thognoth, and get your way to where this hammock thing is. And it's what you expect. It's something that clearly the elves must use. It's made of a material that's pliant enough that you could actually fit. You could quite easily fit a full elf or even dwarf in there. What you find is there is still within there. There is an empty backpack. There are what look like the bowyer's tools, like what you would use for making for fletching or for maintaining a thing, maintaining a bow. There is a hooded cloak. There is an empty quiver. And there are 2 spare bowstrings left behind. There are also... Could you give us a D5 roll, please? Two traps. Animal traps. So it looks like some stuff has been, like all of the material that you find there, it would barely fill the backpack, and the backpack itself seems empty. So it seems as if someone may have gone through materials and tossed everything that wasn't taken down into this hammock. Give us a perception check too, please, Thognoth. That let's say average.
Okay, let's see here. All right.
You're going to get some basic level of information. Let's see what extra
All right.
stuff you can get. Wow.
Ooh, nice.
You can see that there were, where the hammock is, or rather how the hammock is attached to the tree, you can see, pulling the sort of spike out, you can see that there are similar markings for two other things. One of which seems to have been a little higher up in the tree. And if you were, because you rolled so well, I'll tell you, if you were to gauge where someone was shooting somebody from on top, that would be the vantage point from which to do it. So it looks like there were definitely two others that were camping here. Someone went through this person's materials and left some shit behind in the hammock, and then seems to have collected their own hammocks.
Do I think he might have been shot from above?
Yeah, that seems to be... You can't imagine how you would comfortably sit in this hammock, except for directly on the back. And the way that this guy was shot was directly through the heart.
Hmm.
If you splay it out, you may even see the discoloration in the hammock, where this person was seemingly shot in their sleep.
Hmm. I'll endeavor to put some of the items in the backpack.
Yeah, no problem.
Is there anything in there that would break? I'm trying to think of the list.
Traps, Boyer's things. I mean, it's landing on a forest floor, so if you dropped it into the bushes or dropped it down for someone to catch.
Yeah, I'll motion for someone to catch it.
Okay. So no
And I'll
problem.
drop it in their arms.
Okay.
And also take the hammock. I'll detach the hammock for what it's worth.
Yep. Okay.
I'll drop that down. Drop that just to the ground.
Okay.
And do I see? You didn't say. Did I see something like that higher in another tree or something like that? I can't quite.
Same tree. It looks like there were 3 hammocks that were all set up within this one tree. This must be how one of the ways the hunters. You can't imagine how you'd be able to keep game or anything like that up here. But if you're trying to sleep and avoid attention, this would be a safe way to do so. At least make it safer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unless someone else shoots you in your sleep, I guess. But
Right. But I don't think there's somewhere else to climb, do I? Does it look like there's a? No, probably not.
no, to what effect?
Well, if I saw one of these other little hidey spots, that I thought another elf was.
I mean, you knew there were 3. You've identified where the 2 other hammocks were set up in this tree. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's enough. I'll climb back down.
Okay. So you clamber down, and the rest of you are able to go through and find what I've described to Thognoth in that backpack.
And I'll say, yeah, it was clear he was and I'll pick up the cloth, and I'll show the discoloration. I'll say it appears he was shot in his sleep from above.
Right.
Kind of glance at Alwyn, but I don't say anything.
If this person was shot in his sleep and then dumped, surely his belongings would have all been, fallen to the ground with him as well. So, he seems to have been, it doesn't seem to be the case of, shot and then he fell out of his hammock. So.
We know that the elves have serious schisms among themselves, and in fact, these very elves fought their kin, or they're at least general other elves, even amongst while we were there. So
they even started a war that we were blamed for.
It's ridiculous, but let's not get into it.
The warlike ways of elves are well known. We need not dwell on them here.
They've picked on peaceful dwarves for years. Oh God. Anyway. Yeah, it seems that's my best guess. It's an inter-elf squabble somehow. Some of the high elves came upon this. Maybe they have more of a presence in this forest than we know. Otherwise, how do you spot yourself up in this tree so randomly unless these other elves are about? It's bad luck. Shot in your sleep. He was well hidden up there.
Don't know about luck.
Yeah.
So there's 3 hammocks in total. So there's 2 other elves about that we might find.
Yeah,
which may be a murderer.
A couple of spots up there of his probably his comrades. Is my guess. They were all up in the trees for safety, I assume. Maybe a bit of a hunt, but mainly safety. No sign now. And we definitely recognize this elf, Kevin. Do you recognize him?
Yeah. You guys made camp with him before. Yeah.
It's like my dream. It's like my dream.
So
we'll divvy up the stuff. Bowstrings, whoever, there's 2 bowstrings.
Yeah.
There's 2 traps. What was that? Anything else, Kevin?
I was going to ask you each to give us an intuition check, please. This will be at average, please. Critical success, fabulous. Critical fail, Alwyn. Empathy is a weakness.
I'm trying to be out of myself.
Tother.
Mm-hmm.
So you're sitting and thinking, obviously, I mean, it makes sense that you would be with the insight. Looking at this elf, further to your comment about like giving a hard look to Alwyn, I think your mind can't help but going to being like, what if he killed me?
A very real possibility.
Right? Like, what if he killed me and didn't use a thing? He could have. He's got a bow. This could have been you. He could have shot you in your sleep. But knowing what's happened afterwards when he recovered, what would the rest of the party do? If he killed you because of this rage thing and then came out of it, like what would the rest of the party do?
Yeah, it wouldn't look like this. It wouldn't, I would think. We're not talking about it, are we?
No, but it might though. Is I guess my point, right? Is like what do you? It's a fucking horrible thing to have happened. But if Talther was murdered by Alwyn, what would you all do then?
Bury him.
Would you blame? Would you do something to kill Alwyn, or would you just recognize it as a part of the supernatural?
And move on, yeah.
And
try
just
to get
carry
out of the
on.
forest. Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do? Give into it?
I'd try to get out of the forest as quickly as possible and try to find a way to recover.
We made a decision. Our decision was to go deeper into the forest. That's the consequence of that decision.
Well,
it's the way that Ruth Rudy would say it.
I'll tell the group that if they're suffering from what happened to Alwyn, they could be further along than we are. Either we need to commit and try to find and save them, or we need to leave before it gets too worse for us.
How many of us should we set a limit?
I mean, because I think I had a dream very similar and woke up angry too, but it wasn't enough to throw me into violence. I mentioned that it was 2 days back, but now that Alwyn's experienced like almost homicidal rage and we found this, I think people should know.
Yeah.
Alwyn, do you see any tracks of a couple of elves?
I think while this is going on, Alwyn will be within earshot, but he'll be like making out he's trying to follow the tracks and looking for more tracks, so he can hear and sort of, if he really needs to say something, he will. But again, he's sort of trying to distance himself a little bit and make himself busy looking for the tracks. And if
You
that's
got
what Bogdanov says,
an astounding success on it. So you can tell there are precisely 2 elves that are carrying on, and a little further up, you can find that same strange hoof print.
So I'll just say, I've got 2 elves and more of the hoofs, and I'll just point in the direction that they're leading.
What direction is that? Is that direction we were going, or is that
feast?
Well, it's the direction we were going anyway. Let's see if you can't tell how old the tracks are. Well, you determined, Talther, that the elf had died a couple of days ago, eh?
About 2 days.
All right. So they've had a couple of days start on us. Probably. Assuming they didn't hang around.
And I think I'll take that comment as we're following on, so I'll start following the tracks.
Yeah.
So then, the rest of the day is uneventful, but I imagine you have much on your mind as you do travel. Tother, are you the one who's making camp?
I can give it a good shot.
It is a challenging outdoor survival check, but I think we said that because you've got a tent. Doesn't that give a bonus?
I think so.
Let's see.
I think the tent made it average, didn't it?
That sounds right. Yeah, so give us an average outdoor survival check.
Well, we got a 50-50 shot. Spend my last luck point because we need the rest for this. Because Astrid needs to heal a bit more. There we go.
Nice. Very nice. Okay. So Tother is able to set up camp, and Thognoth, you've got your moonflower to dry out. I'm
sort of doubting over. I'm sort of like, fussing over it a little bit.
I'm still smelling it. It's like my fucking dice bag.
Which
I ended up throwing away, by the way. I could not get the fucking stink out of it. So yeah, I ended up tossing it. Yeah. Just it's one of those things, like, if you get that stink in your nose, it's just you're gonna smell it at odd times, and like, ugh. Yeah.
I'm giving it a few extra sniffs and looking at and trying to catch Rudy's eye.
And I imagine, like, it's because it's a medicinal flower, it's got to have a bit of a scent to it as well, too. So it's kind of like difficult to be like, is it really all gone now? Don't get too close to the beard. Is it really all gone now?
Yeah, it's like a tie at dinner. You got to hold that beard. You got to have the
absolutely.
You don't want to drape that tie across the table as you're reaching for the pepper. So.
Exactly. All right, then. Is anyone else doing any camp endeavors, like keeping watch?
I will keep watch, I think.
So then you would be gaining one extra. You'd be gaining an extra fatigue level? Hold on, I don't think that's.
Do we have this figured out where we do not have to gain fatigue?
Yeah,
I think it's if you do one in the day and then one in the evening, you get one fatigue. But the idea is you then rest and get it back to zero.
Yeah,
sort of.
Yeah. So between you and Aaron, so long as you have a good night's sleep, then you will be able to. You'll be able to clear the fatigue that you gain from keeping watch. That means Rudy and Tother and Alwyn, anything you guys wish. Tother's got the thing set up. You've still got food. I think we forgot to take the food off yesterday morning, but maybe, John, you did it already?
I did.
You did? Awesome. Okay, so then anything you guys wish to do tonight or wish to discuss tonight?
Well, the elephant in the room is, are we going to be safe resting? And side-eye at Alwyn.
I think at some point during the evening, I think I'll try and have a quiet word with Fognoff. Like just to one side, not going anywhere particular, but so the others can't hear. And I said, I will say to Fognoff, can I leave my weapons with you tonight? I don't.
Aye. Do you want me to bind you? I'm joking, but it may not come through. I'm.
Yeah, he'll sort of ignore that comment, I think, and I think it'd be better for people's sleep. I think people will sleep easier, but I don't want to make a big deal of it.
Yeah,
which is why
I was even thinking, oddly enough, that maybe we get a bit more space in between us. Nothing outside the camp, but a bit of space, and so we have to walk. We have to take steps between us, and then we put some things as we can, branches or something that we might hear if someone gets up in the night. So if someone makes their way to another party member, hopefully someone else wakens.
But we have got watches. We have got people watching.
It's a fair point. Yeah, that's a fair point. I'm overthinking it. All right, we won't bind you, and I'll take care. You want me to? Is it late? Yeah, if you do it late in the night, we'll just put your weapons over by my, my rucksack.
Yeah, where he sleeps. Yeah.
Okay. Then, overnight, we need a percentile roll from Astrid, and we need a endurance check, a challenging endurance check from Rudy. Astrid's back to full.
Nice.
I made a roll.
Wow, big roll.
Made a roll. Good Lord.
Nice. So you're back to full as well.
Okay.
Then, John, would you give us a percentile roll, please?
Absolutely.
Okay. And then would everyone give us a challenging cool test? Thognos is so cool. And a critical success, Rudy. So let's start with the failures. Tell us, Alwyn and Talther, what is the red dream that you're going to be waking from?
Talther is just the elf getting shot in the heart over the. He's just replaying in his head. He's starting to see himself in the same kind of situation. Picturing Alwyn just lining up a shot in the shadows, and he's just driving him angry that he can't do anything about it.
Okay.
And he's jerking in his sleep.
It's a kid's show, John. Come on. And then Alwyn.
I think it'll be a continuation from the day before. He's almost angry with himself, but he can see himself, like the rage is taking him, and he's sort of is ashamed and embarrassed that he can't fight it off, and he's just, I think every night he's sort of feeling that it's taking him and it's going to take over and he's going to do something horrible. But it's not so bad tonight, it seems to have mellowed out a little bit, so it's more like it's him, but I think he wakes up angry but a lot more in control and just sort of a bit quiet in the morning rather than attacking people, obviously. And but yeah, just fear of it.
Okay. So, is it part in your dream? Are your fellows recriminating you?
He's definitely. He thinks Talfa hates him and he wants him gone, which he he can fully be on board with and understand. And he's still trying to keep his distance a little bit. So yeah, he's just worried that at some point, Fognoff's going to have to make a decision that he banishes him, or even worse, they tie him up or attack him or have to kill him because of the rage.
Okay. Rudy, what I think what you wake from is a dream where it's very different from what you felt before, and you feel, I think you're probably, with a critical success, you're probably cognizant of that there's something affecting your dreams. Rudy, if nothing else, is a pretty clever fellow, and he knows when there is a game being played on someone. And you can feel that so rather than being taken by the dream and have yourself taken by a red dream, you can actually, it seems as if you are following someone else. You're not afflicted by the feelings of rage or the feeling of anger or driving to violence that was before. You can hear the heavy beating or breathing of something. And the way it rasps, it is both incredibly powerful, but not well.
Right.
Something broken. And you can tell that whatever it is that is breathing, it is the product of the rulist kind of training. You mentioned that you've got some animal training or animal charm.
Yeah.
This is something where whatever this beast is that you are present to, part of, connected, it is something that is only known the lash.
Oh, I see.
It is all stick and no carrot.
Yeah.
And you can get a vision as well. There is a tiny bit of twisted joy. And to call it joy, it's not unalloyed pleasure. It is joy as in this beast can now indulge in the only satisfying emotion it has, which is fury and death. And it hears a horn. Ooh. And while this thing cannot speak, it has no mouth with which to form words. All it can do is bellow and bleat other formless expressions of rage. You are privy to its thoughts. And what it thinks is blood. 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 And you awaken.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it seems that some other members of your camp are a little troubled by their sleep. Well, tell us how you would feel knowing that this creature is there is no question what it is in your mind. It is an engine of destruction. But it is a product of the unimaginable cruelty of the most vicious of masters, the owner of the horn that called him to the fray.
I mean, Rudy's first thought would be, this is so reminiscent of so much that happens in the Empire. So many people, particularly down in my rung, are beaten there, and their job is to stay there and suffer. So that's not new to me. And although I may feel pity for whatever it is we may face, I have this sense that it may be difficult to draw it out of the situation it's now in, that sort of hatred. And I think for now, I might not say too much to my companions, because I think they're already suffering a little.
You would also know... I don't know if you would know this, whether Talther shared when you were kids, but Talther's father was actually a victim of that type of, hierarchical abuse. He was sent out to die by some, it was some nobleman, wasn't it?
Yep.
Do you think Talther would have talked about that with Rudy when they were kids?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I'd have done that. Okay, so maybe what I would say is I'd maybe start with Talther and just say, I've woken and I felt again the sort of presence of this force, this power, this creature once more in my dreams. But this time I kind of saw into it rather than it sort of enraging me. And what I saw was, a creature, a being that's been maltreated, forced, beaten, maltreated for so long that all it can think of now is blood. And it may not help us to know this, but it is very much a victim that is now only able to realize one way, that way of blood. And that's why it wants to see people or see others pulling each other apart.
Can't say I don't understand that mentality, but it's a danger to others. Imagine if it gets out of the forest.
Yeah.
Best thing to do would be put it down if we can.
So I think it would be the right thing to do. But what I want to do is I want to find the thing that beats it and put it down. Right.
If you're able to share its dreams, maybe over the next couple nights you could dig deeper.
If I could dig deeper, if I can find the source of its pain, then maybe we've got something else to do. Maybe.
So, before we take our mid-session break, let's check our weather report. John?
Yes.
Everyone give us a D10 roll, please. Go to John at the Old World AccuView weather. Let's see.
Down.
Okay.
We have enough rations for 2 more days, people.
Right.
All right, here we go. That's not it. I keep saying here we go. We're not ready. Here we are. It is, once again, another comfortable day with no rain or precipitation otherwise. Clear visibility and still a strong wind. So, what does that portend for the day? Then let's have Sean, would you give us a D10 roll, please? see what of interest is happening today. Hey, just make sure you don't roll an 8 and you'll be... Oh, boy. Never mind. All right, then. Okay, let's take our mid-session break, guys, and then we'll come back and see what happens next. I'm also going to remind myself to mute myself in the meet rather than my phone, my thing, because I don't want it to partially unmute again like it did during Champions last weekend. So for those listening at home, we'll be back in about 5 minutes. So our mid-session break right now, but I wanted to give you guys a call and let you know. Hi guys. Yeah, and yes, I feel 100% better. Just so much better. But I can only get 2 hours of work done. I spent like a days there. It was shit awful. Those shots. I think it's what's done every time before. Like it's been on a Saturday. Normally I get the shots on Friday and then I have Saturday to go to that shit. But it just sucks. So I guess it worked out good enough very long. And then to add to matters, remember I mentioned I forgot my mouse the one day I forgot the other day? Well, the other thing I realized yesterday that I had forgotten to be honest was my fucking gloves. I forgot my handle there. No, so I have something. I got through it, it's fine, but like, the reason I want to call, I'm not going to blow about this, do you know how good this fucking dog is? Because she spent the whole fucking day curled up on, like, I have the chills and shit like that, she was right up against me, keeping warm, she spent the whole day there. Oh, wow. The whole day, just, being written in the disruption, but just a that fucking dog. Such a good dog. She just, what a speed. Yeah. She knew you were, Kevin, she. Yeah. That's my worst. I cough all that is going, flagging on the full spot. Yeah. 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 So I wanted to, I mentioned that in my email, or my text message, but just like, I can't believe this, just speed the whole fucking time. What a good job. And in fairness, she comes when she's feeling sick. If she's going to be, what do you call it? Her tummy's upset, or she's going to be, sick. She comes over to me as well, right? And she comes in when she rolls the ball underneath the gate, comes over to me to get help. So, anyway, I wanted to share that for you guys. It's good. What an absolute that thing. What a sweet girl. Yeah, me too. I just, oh my god. No. Like, it was in someone else's office, so like I don't know what happened to them. I'll just get. I didn't have that in the lab. Like I getting what was happening all over and under the bottle anyway. When I ordered groceries, yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna order 2 bottles. Make sure I've got access You know, that's what I do with a lot of other stuff, like with coffee and with my oatmeal stuff. I tend to have it back up just to make sure that I'm never running out. And I'll do something with the apple next time, just to make sure I've got all that stuff. But yeah, swinging. On and off. And I think that's Steve. We had some snow on Tuesday night, because on Wednesday morning I drove in and there was some snow then, but not terrible. Well, absolutely lovely. I texted Cheryl. Told me, you know what? Like, she's someone that you're someone with it. I delivered to. It's someone who I'd like to hang out with, right? Like this, and I can't say that of any of Cheryl's other partners, to be honest.
No, you know what, Kevin? She's so comfortable to have around.
And interesting too. Like I think,
Yeah.
and yeah, like she's someone who actually interacts with you, and I really like that. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, right. Yeah. No. Cheryl had mentioned that. Yeah, but no, it just honestly, you know, Mom, I can safely say, like, the biggest compliment I think I can give is that I can't think of any like, you know how like some families just like they get along with their in-laws, with another in-law, so they get along with their siblings, spouses. I've never felt like I would want to talk to her and in the girl of other partners, other than the thing she seemed really fucking cool.
I know.
You know, so that's like your Steve. Steve, I really like that. That's the quote. Steve, I really like hanging out with. I'm like, and so I think that it's like that. I don't. Yeah. Yeah, I really like her. Really like her. Yeah. So, well, listen, I got to get back to the session because it's only a 5-minute break, but I wanted to share my praise. What a good girl. It's the best fucking girl. Yeah. I'm absolutely. I didn't go back in and give her a script as we've been talking, but I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.
You too, guys.
Okay. Thank you. You too, guys. Love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ooh. Okay. Let's see here. All right, that is unmuted. Okay, everyone's back. Terrific. So, guys, what are you doing for everyone? I don't think anyone accumulated fatigue overnight. And let's make sure. Thorgnoth, you did roll an 8. Oh boy. That's okay. That's okay. Sean, it's okay. Don't worry. Just because you rolled an 8, it's not the end of the world.
You haven't let the party down. Don't.
You're good. You're good. Okay. So, what are you guys planning on doing today?
We're just tracking down the elves.
Yeah.
If we can.
That's all we can do.
Try and be as quick as we can.
Maybe keep an eye on food, because we're going to start running out here in 2 days.
I'm going to forage.
Rudy, do you hunt?
I've got a hunter's eye.
Foraging will reveal, like, mushrooms, honey, herbs, wild vegetables. Guys, did I tell you about the honey cultivation in Transylvania? No, I'm kidding.
I mentioned the beekeeping.
Let's see here. So the foraging gives you success level in food for one person for 1 day. Hunting gives 2 people per success level.
You still got to prep it though, right?
And if you have the Hunter's Eye talent, that also grants a bonus. I
think
thought
Rudy hurt
somebody
himself
had
last
that.
time he went hunting.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay, cool. So if you got 1 level in that, that would be +1 success level with that, Rudy, if you want to hunt instead of forage.
Okay. Is that a different skill?
No, it's outdoor survival as well.
It is. Okay.
Yep, same
All right.
same skill.
Maybe do that.
Okay. So then, and then Thought you're keeping watch.
Yep.
Helmet off, ready to go. Talther, are you gonna chill out, make camp tonight?
I will attempt to do that.
So then let's start with we'll start with Rudy. Give us your outdoor survival check, please, at challenging.
Okay.
Fucking great. That's +1 success level from your Hunter's Eye. So that is 6 people worth of food that you managed to scrounge up over the course of your travels.
Okay.
What do you think you pick up?
I think it's going to be a series of, like, I don't know. I mean, if it's hunting, maybe a couple of rabbits, some berries, some possibly some edible mushrooms that I know are okay.
Well, this would be
Things like
hunting,
that.
not foraging, right? So
It'll be hunting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So in which case it'll be
squirrels,
some rabbits.
stuff like that.
Yeah. And
Love it. Okay. Then Thugnath, I don't actually need to roll from. You know, Thugnath, give us a perception check.
Okay.
Some success. Look at this. Secretly his best skill. See, this is the thing. This is the way to make a character arc without really actually doing any character stuff, is start with a dog shit level and a skill that you use all the time and secretly increase it over the course of the campaign.
He's just coming into his own. This is why his sergeant sent him into the world.
Yeah, that's why they call him Eagle Eye. Then it's also because he's got bulging yellow eyes, but I mean, you know, he is quite perceptive as well. Alwyn, would you give us a, what did we say, an average tracking check? Okay. 3. It's again another fucking shortcut. So, like, to give you an idea of what the threshold is, if you get 3 levels of success or more on it, that typically allows you to shorten the distance or, like, make a more effective trail. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah. So the first thing we're going to find, because of Thognoth's success, it is about, and John's marked off the food for the day. Yes, you do need to prep it. You're right too, John. So it is partway through the day when Thognoth, maybe you're keeping, now that Rudy's not going to be foraging, you're back on moonflower duty.
Mm-hmm.
And what you find is this is about maybe like 11 o'clock. It's not quite noon. You're past your mid-morning break as you were tromping along. You're still making your way through the wind is still blowing strongly through the trees, but you've now been like at least 2 days without precipitation. So it's finally a little drier in here. There is, in addition to the sort of loamy smell of the primal forest, there's like an oily, acrid stink that is coming in as well to Thognoth. And what you find at one point as you're traveling along, you guys are all making your way up a slight incline, and off to the right, what you can see is a small patch of vicious looking, vibrant red fungi of some kind. And the way that it has grown, this is not the kind of like lovely capped mushroom that you might make a halfling a happy camper. This has the look of a uncontrolled tumorous growth. And there is a sickly miasma that hangs around it very lightly, as if there is some spores coming out from this thing. And it must be the wind, but it seems almost like this thing is slightly pulsing. You can't see it is anchored to the tree, so this isn't like a living thing that is moving, but you notice it once and maybe kind of keep your distance from it, and then you see a couple other patches of this getting closer. You reach the peak of where you're, the climb that you're rising, and leading down in, there are now 2 more patches of it that you spot. Do you make any mention of it to your fellows?
It's me that saw it, Kev?
You did, yeah.
Yeah, I think I started muttering about it. I'll kind of a sputtering and I'll stop, not wanting to get. Were we kind of? Was it off to the side? You said.
Yeah, like one of the first time you see it is you guys are on a bit of a climb on the path, and one of the trees. It's at the base of the trees where this tumorous growth is there. This thing is sort of affixed itself to the side, but it's not like growing out of things. It's along the ground where you see the other 2 patches, and like one of them is growing atop a kind of a thick patch of moss. Then another one is likewise growing on a tree. And one thing that's different, it's not growing on one specific side of the tree here. They all seem to be facing in against the path. Whether there is more deeper in the woods is another question, but
yeah, so have a look. We this may be a piece of information that fits somehow. I kind of mutter off, and then I point.
So if you take a closer look, because you did get an impressive success on that, you think you can see it's strange. At first you think your eyes are kind of playing tricks, but on one of the patches that is down there, it looks as if there is, like, you think it's a pattern. It looks like it's a handprint of some kind. And if you, obviously you're not going to get so close as to expose yourself to the miasma, but if you take a closer look, you can actually see it then moves ever so slightly, as if something under a membrane. And when you look at the coloring of this thing, you can, the hand size is the same as the spites who had come to you several days ago. And the coloring of this fungus is the same as the bright red breast when they were in their bird forms. If you watch, it's as if this hand is moving and struggling against a membrane.
What do we make of this? And I'll point out the hand.
Pull out a knife.
So how far does the miasma extend, Kevin?
It's about maybe 2-3 inches off from it, where it's kind of.
So you can walk up. You can walk up to the infestation without being.
Yeah, without. Although, I mean, it's kind of like the adage of, like, if you see mold on bread or cheese, the roots have spread throughout. You just can't see them. Mm-hmm. That's maybe being a dwarf. You'd be familiar with the pernicious nature of fungi in it's not the old world Underdark, but whatever the fucking equivalent is. Oh, Rudy, you draw your knife.
Yeah. Is there something in there? I say as I start to sort of cover my face, concerned for spores and stuff like that. Just cover my face.
Seems like it.
Then let's get it out.
Do you want to be that close?
Not really.
Well, my trident has a bit of reach. We could try to poke it with it.
Oh, okay, that sounds good.
Okay.
So I'll get within range and poke at it a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be sort of hovering with a knife just in case. I don't know.
So, Talther, you get on over and you're able to, like, when you touch it, it doesn't like pop like a balloon or something like that. It does take a bit of like effort to get it in. And what happens is whatever's inside, there is liquid that comes out. There is a small little cloud of spores that comes out. And that hand is followed by a slight little arm and then a somewhat, like, not submerged, but there is what is in there nested in this fungi. There is the arm and the head and half of a torso of one of these spites that hangs out, and the keening rage that this thing cries out. Its eyes are completely gone. There is no view of it. It seems to be grown over with these spores. I need everyone to give us a cool check because it is going to engender terror.
Yeah, it is.
Almost certainly. That's
Challenging.
Let's make it... You prepped yourself and you knew something fucked up was going to come. Let's make it average.
Okay.
So this thing looks like it's been digested and infested, right?
Yeah.
I could have been right in your face, Rudy.
Okay.
Oh, just.
So, Talther, as much as like you've had some crisis of or ways to shake your faith in the last little bit, you are fucking rock solid with this. Yeah. So as this thing is screaming, how would you like to react?
I assume that it's done for, like, supernatural and like psychological things will get me, but apparently body horror isn't anything bothers Talther. He'll just try to stab it to put him out of its misery. And
with that, it's silence. Thognoth, you are absolutely unaffected by this. Rudy and Alwyn, so you got successes, but you was still, this would have been a terror too, so you would have, how do you think you two would have reacted? So you would mildly affected Alwyn, a little more affected Rudy.
Yeah, I guess I would have got into a quick sort of combat stance as best as I could, and just sort of probably actually at this point, as I would have probably reflexively drawn my proper sword.
Yeah.
No.
And you're looking back at that second patch that Thognoth pointed out, and like you can hear, you're sure of it. You can hear screaming from within that thing.
Oh.
And Alwyn?
Is this?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to interrupt, but I would have been already sort of holding back quite a bit, and I'd have Astrid held so that we didn't get close to this, because he didn't want any chance of any sort of rage coming over him after yesterday's incidents and that. So he would have just like took a step back as soon as he heard the sort of scream, and then sort of see that Talther's got it and just sort of eased off a bit. But yeah, he'd have originally just took a few steps back to get away from it as soon as any sort of noise came from it.
Okay.
This is disturbing. Do you think this is the source of that thing's anger? Or is that just the beatings that it had? Or maybe it's a mix of both.
I think the miasma is part of what it is.
So this could be stemming from it.
Yeah.
It certainly seems so.
I wipe the edge of my trident against the nearby pot, just back away from it. This is disturbing. If this is coming from this thing, it's likely to take over the forest if it's not stopped.
Yeah, a bit of fire is attractive. Not sure how to control what we begin is the issue, but
as a reminder, you guys had, so one of you had remembered that spites are kind of like nature spirits, little things. They tend to be not necessarily, if not aligned with, then at least, non-belligerent towards elves. So if the nature, you're not wrong to think that if nature is being corrupted, these spirits may very well be affected by it.
Yeah.
It also might suggest that you're getting closer, because the other spites you met were not affected by this, right?
Yeah.
They were warning you off from what was further.
I'll suggest that if we do encounter elves we don't know, this would be a good binding subject for us to mention as a matter of our introduction in their forest. If this is the case, that there is something to be dealt with in this forest that threatens all. Just a notion. I don't know if we can deal with this now by ourselves. I'm afraid we'd set the whole forest on fire. It's the only thing I can think of for cleansing it. I don't know what else to do at this point other than press on, unless someone else has another idea.
Do I feel that the sprites are irrevocably changed? That they are
spite.
Spite, sorry.
Yeah. Everything's grimdark in the old world.
In which case, I do think they're irrevocably changed.
Yeah. You can. Do you have a lore that you think it might?
No,
you got lore local, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give us a hard check against that. There may be some folk information that you've learned.
Just a little unlikely. Let's have a look. Hard. Okay.
Come on, big money.
No.
Yeah. So you may think that, but it's not consulting with a folklorist wise woman kind of thing, or a wizard.
I don't want to kill a spite if I think it can be saved, but I also don't want to leave it in torment and in a corrupted state and walk away from its plight.
Yeah.
And weighing it up, it's either going to be to try and cut it out and see what happens, or just plunge the blade deep into the miasma.
Yeah, and what Talther's insight might be on this is that, the prevailing opinion is when one is touched by the ruinous powers, you are irrevocably changed.
Right.
There is no road to redemption when chaos touches you.
In which case, I will step forward to this other one, and I will plunge the blade deep into to try and silence and finish it. And it's suffering. Maybe
it's your imagination, maybe it's not, but you think you hear a gurgled scream out of there.
Yeah.
So if you guys carry on, you do pass probably 6 more patches of these things along the route before Astrid once again at the front, ears go flat, and you can hear a low growl.
Same procedure. I'll get by side.
Okay.
Bow
You're
drawn.
marking for everyone else to hold off.
Yeah, temporarily hold up. Yeah.
And I'll walk in that direction. I'll slowly proceed. Helm on.
Helm on! Oh my goodness.
Yeah, everyone. Whoa!
Alwyn, sorry. So Alwyn has called a stop, and then Thognoth is going to come and join him at the front.
Well, to the front. You know, if there's a threat, to sort of give the point, make sure I'm on point position.
Okay. So you walk up and join Astrid, and you very quickly find that Thognoth is right up next to you, helmet on, and kind of gives a nod of like, "What's right?" And what you can see, there is the path probably turns a little bit, and then there's a small little dog leg up ahead, so you'll have to proceed a little further. But this is like maybe 15 feet ahead. Both Alvin and Thognoth, why don't you give us a perception check? If you've got anything relating to smell, like acute smell as a talent, you can go ahead and give us get the benefit of that bonus.
Challenging, right?
Let's make it average, actually.
Okay.
Impressive.
Okay. So the two of you, have that look on. You recognize the look on one another's face of a malodorous scent drifting up your
Malodorous?
nostrils. Yeah.
My goodness.
I know. We're earning that thesaurus today.
That's good work.
It's funny because I can't remember who we were playing with, but I made a comment sometime about a hit reducing a shield to flinders. And I can't remember who it was we were playing. I don't think it's someone we play with anymore, but they were like, "That's not a word." And I'm like, "No, it's a word." And they're like, "No, I don't think it is." I'm like, "Okay, well, we'll agree to disagree." And then before the session ended, they're like, "I looked it up. It's a word." So,
between Thognoth's helmet on and malodorous, things got serious.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. So what you both recognize is this coppery tinge of blood and the smell of eruption, of meat left off. Remember, you've had 2 days without precipitation, 2 days of just agreeable weather, as far as such weather can be in a forest like this. There is viscera that has been sitting somewhere up ahead, and probably for more than a day.
Yeah, I'll start to creep forward then.
Yeah.
With
Me
the bow
too.
drawn and just keeping an eye open in case there's some sort of trap. But yeah. Go and investigate.
Assuming that you have steeled yourselves against what you expect to find, we need not dwell on the grisly sight, other than to say that there appears to be the bottom half of one part of an elf that has been quite brutally disconnected from the rest of its body, and there is the remnants of the bottom half of another, but only one leg remains. What is curious is, as with the boot that you found from before, there is no top part of the elf to be found. You recognize the trousers and the boots as those likely of your elven companions. But what is missing? Arms, head, most of the torso. The amount of dried blood to be found here suggests that no one survived this other than perhaps the attacker, and the enormous hoof prints that you find in here make it clear as to who is responsible, or perhaps more accurately, what. Equally obvious is the direction that the attacker took to leave here, because it made its way directly through the bushes, leaving are making no effort to conceal itself. Someone mentioned earlier today the elephant in the room, and whether that is an aphorism true of the old world as well. It is what you think of, the enormous legendary creatures of distant Araby. That is the size of the thing that has disturbed the terrain here, smashed its way away from this scene of ruin and off in some other direction. Alwyn, this is the first time you've seen this blood beast make a obvious route away from wherever it was going. It has inevitably broken some branches and things like that, and you remember seeing some of its ichor found on 2 different occasions. This is the first time it has directly sort of left a path and begun trailblazing in its own way. The 2 of you look around, and you probably spend maybe 15 minutes just confirming that there's nothing else missing here, and it is indeed like part of a torso and one leg, and then the bottom part of the trunk of another. Broken bow, quivers with arrows still in them. Thognoth and Alwyn, what's the first thing you say to one another?
How long? I'll say. How long we thinking this happened to go?
Maybe 2 days.
I think Alwyn's mind would just go to, this has all been a waste of time. We've tried to save him, and we're too late. And noticeably, his shoulders will be sort of, will go, and his head will sort of drop. His morale seems to be fairly beaten.
If the others haven't quite turned the corner yet, I'll say backwards. It's Grizzly.
Rudy, Tother, when do you guys make your way up?
I come up after Thognoth warns us about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you find as I've described. You probably give us a Alwyn and Rudy, why don't you each give us a D10 plus 3 roll, please.
All right. Okay.
Nice. Nice. You guys are recovering 10 and 13 arrows. These are elven arrows, respectively.
Right, okay. Wow.
Even in death, the elves make an offering.
Can I see how?
I'm annoyed. Like, really, elves? I have to I'm having to deal with the cultural complications.
It's the kind of compliment that comes through gritted teeth.
Yeah.
You look so good tonight.
Can I tell how long ago this happened?
About 2 days.
2 days. So it wasn't long after the other incident.
Remember, you're always 2 days sort of behind where you found that, so it would be... You would have been the night that you were sleeping to rest in camp. That's likely the day this happened.
So whatever was following him caught up with him.
Yeah.
So there's one more that we know could be alive.
Yeah, actually, you're out, your buddy, Calarion. It's his boot, but you haven't found his body. And there's 3 others who went in the other direction, right? So, incidentally, the path is not heading to the north. Whatever trail this thing is taking, it is not now pursuing those other elves. It's going somewhere else.
Okay.
The question is, can we afford to leave this creature roaming these these trees, this forest.
No, we've come too far.
We're still in the general direction of our end goal for the, was it the noble family? We tell.
I mean, you guys have been heading kind of in the opposite direction of where you need to go. You're heading north, so like if you turn north and hit the mountains and then head west, you'll be able to make your way to the lands of the Durnboks first, then the Rasburgers, then the Kreutzfelders.
And Kevin, you said this. Go ahead.
No, all I was going to say was, I don't think it would be difficult to track if we do want to follow it. Look at the destruction it leaves behind us, or behind it.
Yeah, this is not a path left by like a careful hunter or something like that. It's the path of something that has absolutely no concern for what knows where it is and when it is coming. This is probably incidentally about like 1 PM, so like shortly after your midday break. The one upside would be the wind, I suppose, so at least it carries the stink of this place a little further away from you.
And you said it's about the size, I'm not sure what to compare it to in world, but about the size of a large elephant, would you say?
It's pretty big, yeah.
I don't want to find this thing. I really don't.
I guess the question is so we're confident we can handle it. I mean, if we're fortunate enough to find it, is that we seem to have run into a smaller one perhaps earlier. A particularly smaller one. And this is the big one. I don't know. I'm not confident that that we're a good match for it. I mean, it's possible. I mean, if we had to, but it's not a rabbit in a hole, if you know what I mean.
Well, the small one almost took Alwyn out immediately.
No, that was just a boar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair point. It wasn't even a smaller one of this. That was just a raging boar.
Courage, my friends. We should face this corruption. I say, steely.
You've been chewing on some of that leaf Thognoth found?
You couldn't even take... Finally just bringing it out in the open, I think Thognoth says, you couldn't even take the shrubbery, Rudy, for God's sake.
That's my weak point. But some melodious chaos beast, easy. I say.
I appreciate your spittle. I do. I just don't know if we're well suited for a hunting party.
You
Such an
stood,
evil.
Thognoth, you stood against. I've seen what you stood against in those sewers.
Keep in mind, we fled, Rudy, from the sewers at one time when it came to the humongous rat.
Yeah. But you definitely stood, at least for a while.
Oh, yeah. Well, if we had to, I'm not saying our knees would buckle. I'm just questioning whether we should seek out.
Thognoth, if you think now is the time to run again.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Go find your shrubbery, Rudy. Go find that. Go find that bush that took you down.
Well, obviously, you are the seasoned warrior, and I would take your judgment after all this time.
Seems questionable.
I kind of like knock an arrow. Floridly. We could go, or we could take it down. It's up to you, Thognoth. I guess it's up to you.
What do you think, Alwyn, Talther? Thoughts?
Well, you know me. I try to avoid fights if I can help it.
Question from me would be, if we don't do it, who will do it, and what will become if we don't? Will it spread? Will this lead eventually to the towns and cities around here? Is this just the beginning?
We all know how corruption takes root and spreads. I mean, we may have to deal with this, whether we want to or not.
I think more of the question is whether we can. I mean, seeking it and losing serves no purpose. So it's not a matter of ignoring this. I don't think that's even on the table. I mean, ignoring it in the big picture. I think it has to be dealt with. It's a matter of whether we're in our best posture to do so as we are, or whether we seek assistance, as we've done with the elves in the past for various threats. And he shakes his head like, I'm calling on the elves for assistance. This is just embarrassing, but it is what it is, and we may need...
Talther's got a contemplative look on his face. He's like, there is a small army of Sigmarites not too far away from here. We just have to find them.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice to have them at our back, considering they're part of our party erstwhile.
And who knows, they might be able to... this might be related to why they're out here in the first place, with the mutants showing up and corruption taking root, and could be that we could ease them onto this as well.
They would love this, I think.
Are we confident that we can retrace and find this beast? Should we withdraw to find allies? Or is this the moment to strike, as we are so close?
It doesn't seem to hide its tracks very well, and it's enormous, which is why it's questionable.
Only now are we really finding its tracks, deep in the forest. Only now.
That's a good point.
And all we've encountered is the corruption and the despair that it is engendering.
You would all hear the sound of that dying spite, afflicted with rage. It's a sound you're unlikely to forget until you take your place in Moore's garden.
Do we have courage? Do we have the courage to try this? That's the question. That's the precipice upon which we stand, Thognoth.
I don't know if it really comes quite down to that, Ruti. I mean, consider this too. If we go and perish, not only have we not dealt with it, but we have also not spread the alarm. Because I think this is the kind of thing that could unite the families. It'd be could be a good purposeful threat to bring them together against a common enemy that is blighting the entire forest and could spread to them pretty quickly.
This on their lands.
Well, maybe so.
What's that, Kevin?
What proof do you have of it? Somebody did forestall that Talther likely, he is I think the highest station of everyone, and knowing what these nobles are like, one of the first questions would be, what proof do you have?
Yeah.
And what if we instead emerged from this forest with its head?
Well, then it would be dealt with, and there'd be no more threat. And then each of the families would blame each other.
What fame would we get? Little, perhaps, for dealing with something that others could not. Would our stock not rise?
It may. But if we are going to hunt this thing, we should set as many traps as possible and to wound it as much as we can before it gets to us.
We have been hunting this thing That's what we've been doing. And we're there. We're on the edge. We're close. Close, my friends. Barn.
We'll turn to Arndt and ask him, what do you think about this?
Aaron kind of wakes up from his nap. Sorry, what?
Big murder monster. You up to hunting it with us, or do you want to, double back and find some Sigmarites?
He gets a little bit of a sour look in his face, and recall his experience with the Sigmarites has not been the best thus far. And he says, the Durenbachs and the Kreutzfelds, the hatred between them would be justification to distort or twist anything you claim about this creature. We are closest to the Durenbach lands. The Kreutzfelds would say this is their fault. They let this grow. It is them to deal with. The Sigmarites, perhaps, but remember, he's a mercenary too. He gestures around. Look around you. What do knights do in here but die? Yes, they may be. Did you share your thought about the Master of the Horn, Rudy? The one that was calling?
Oh, yeah.
You did say that you were hunting.
Yeah, I'll do that now.
Well, I thought you said before, because you were saying like the beast is. You said something. I'm paraphrasing here to the effect of that the beast is a victim but can't be allowed to carry on. But their true villain is this Master of the Horn.
Yes, exactly.
So what Aaron will say is these things don't come unbidden. Who is this master? Why is this here now? And is it a coincidence that as the Sigmarites arrive, these mutants who seem to be ineffective for the large part, they were dangerous and they took me down. But is this master coming to fight with them? Is this thing connected to what is happening? If so, the threat that we face, that Master of the Horn, is much greater than what we initially expected. You said this creature, it is a product of training. For what purpose?
Blood.
In my days as a mercenary, I knew those who fought in the north. And we as mercenaries, we don't question why we fight. We are paid to fight. Though we assume that there's a reason for it. Those who control the coffers have some purpose for that. The creatures of the north, they have no purpose beyond carnage and conquer and slaughter. If this creature answers to the blood god, there's only one purpose. It has been changed to whatever it is now, and that is blood. I cannot think that the purpose of this would be simply to make an uninhabited forest more dangerous. So I don't know. If this thing has been created, it's been created for a purpose. And denying an enemy an asset is a wise strategic move. But it seems this thing is not our true foe. Or at least not the true peril we face, just an implement of it. So do we deny them this implement, if we can? Or do we face it elsewhere at a time of its master's choosing? I don't know.
No, I've said my piece.
These dreams, too, the lands of the Durenbox and the lands of the Kreutzfelds are not populous, but they're not uninhabited. Imagine a village of 100 afflicted by those. 500. Again, carnage for carnage's sake. So that one told me. But I owe you my life. Where you go, I go.
Well, I think the question is not whether to deal with it. It's just a matter of how to deal with it. It's
And
a matter
when,
of
says Eric.
yes and when. Indeed, whether to sound the alarm. I mean, obviously, those who choose to not believe us will choose to not believe us. But certainly, I think the priest and witch hunter and whatever forces are with them will. Whether we and at that point, everyone is on notice to keep their eyes open, whether they, however much credibility they assign us, or they give us. At that point, the area will be on notice of what we've seen, or we set off on our own to win or die among the five of us.
One thing to consider, too, for Talther, recall, what's your mission here? You've been sent here as a representative of the Electric Count to try and resolve this.
Yeah, to make sure the trade doesn't get impacted by whatever events happen down here, and aid the Sigmarites as best I can. This definitely could cause an issue with the ore trade.
Yeah, there's no doubt it has to be dealt with. I don't think anyone's arguing otherwise. That one way or the other, this has to be addressed. No question.
So what do you guys do then?
The end of the day, Talther isn't scared to meet his god. Just the process of getting there might be bumpy. So he wouldn't be an adventurer if he lacked courage. So I prefer that we start heading back, and maybe this thing finds us along the way and we kill it. But I'd like to have more people in order to fight this thing. But if we decide to chase it down, I'll go with you.
Yeah, I don't think it's a question of courage. It's a question of success, of succeeding, and that's the key. The key is to accomplish the mission, and what we think is the best route for that purpose.
Alwyn, what does your gut tell you?
His gut tells him we might not be up to the job, but if a choice of hunt or be hunted, he would definitely prefer to hunt it. If we think it's got our scent and might come for us before we escape this forest, I would rather be hunting it and setting traps for it and ambushing it rather than it doing the same to us. But I don't know if we're in that position. It definitely needs to be dealt with. Whether do we think the Sigmarites would help us? Do we think the Sigmarites would believe us? It's very sketchy. The nobles would even consider us as a source of information that they would trust, because they already looked down on us from previous.
You've got Cataract Bach.
The witch hunter, yes.
Yeah, the witch hunter, and I think it's Ingval Parker.
Yes. I mean, Cataract will be highly interested in finding out that such a thing exists in the first place out here. But I'm not sure if his interests lay more towards ferreting out corruption in people in populated areas versus the wilderness.
But what's our relationship with these guys and Taufers? I mean, do they see Taufer as a...
It's merely professional at this point.
Is he an equal, or is he, do they look down on us?
Well, I'm silver 1, so...
They may, regardless of whatever your station is, you have this, the position, or at least the task that you've been given, is from the Electric Count. So, or the Baron.
So they would listen to us at least.
Well, they may say, like, it depends. Halther, you have the same station as far as the others. Each of the churches has sent somebody. Each of them is in service to the Baron. You should have equal say in what goes on. Yourself, Ingvald, and Katarina. On the ground, it does not seem like they're particularly interested in taking any cue from you. There is also the matter, we talked about this before, but it was a fairly senior member of the Church of Sigmar that was murdered along here, and as a result of that individual's corruption. So they have both some face saving to do and some vengeance. The members of the Church of Sigmar, whose symbol again is a fucking hammer, rarely deal well with complexities of circumstances. So the complexity of the circumstances may lead them to just finding shit to hit with a hammer. As they say, when you have a hammer,
everything's a nail.
Everything looks like chaos.
I think that Dognot got along well with the Sigmarites as well, because of the dwarven thing.
100%. It's one of the, you may remember when you met Ingvald, he spoke Kazalid as well. It's one of the only humans that do, because of not Gazgaril, but something like that is the name of the hammer that the dwarves gave Sigmar. Sorry, Darren, what were you saying?
No, I was just going to say my last question would be in reference to what we were saying earlier, or Rudy was saying, is obviously we've been travelling for 3 or 4 days, tracking this.
Longer. Almost a week. You guys have been.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Okay. So how likely would we be to find signs of this thing again if we came back with the Sigmarites? How big is this forest? How many?
And will we even get out of the forest? Another week returning through this forest? Would we make it? It's already got its grip on us. It's not likely to let us go. I'm just saying.
So from my tracking sort of point of view and experience, what do I think are the chances of us finding this thing again? I mean, obviously it'll show up eventually, but I mean in a sort of reasonable time.
It's tough to say. Like, you didn't you didn't see this thing until, or at least not beyond the hoof prints and the carnage left behind. The most obvious sign is what you're seeing now. The path where it doesn't seem to be making any effort.
That's pretty much the first sort of real sign of it, other than hoof prints that we happen to know were, they were easy to track because they were following the elves, and we'd already sort of tracked in on it.
And it sounds right. We heard. I mean, we're
originally we heard some noises, didn't we?
Yeah.
Pretty early.
You heard wolves. Yeah, you heard wolves a couple of times when you were traveling in here. You haven't seen any wolves, though.
No, other than that big shadowy thing I saw near our watch.
Mm.
So, I mean, it's going to take us at least a week to get out of here. What are you saying?
If you're hoofing it directly to the north, it's probably going to be a little less time than that, but not much, though. Like, it's going to, save maybe 2 days. Part of that is because of the terrain you're going through as well. Like, the further north you get in the woods, the more you're getting towards those foothills.
And what direction is this massive, great shape heading now? Because I know it's changed direction.
It's almost due south.
Oh, so the opposite direction almost.
Yeah. So it's neither moving towards where the other elves went, nor is it going
it's back towards the center of the forest, almost.
Yeah.
I guess, sort of back the way we come.
So maybe our best bet is to keep going, eventually find our way out of the northern end, and then make it next to the noble family, and see if if we get there, we could probably get them to help out and maybe give them an edge over the other two families because they took care of an issue plaguing all their lands.
What makes you think that they would help you?
Hope.
I'm not sure. Just with what you've dealt with these people before, knowing what the circumstances are there, what makes you think that they would? A bunch of strangers come wandering out saying,
I don't think they'll care, Talfa. I don't think they'll care.
I mean, I think the main allies that we'd be looking for are Hark and Bach. If the families decided to pitch in, it's not impossible. I mean, whether it's likely or not, it's possible. I mean, we were sent by the Baron, and so at least we have that station to fall back on. They may not want to. They may not want to send anyone into the forest, but at least then they'll be informed, which is not nothing of what's going on in there. In case they see signs of it themselves, they may become believers once someone else comes back with the story. But Bach and Hark is what I'd be mainly hoping for. This seems right up their alley with the stories we can tell now. I don't know if we can possibly even try to. I don't know what shape these limited carcasses would be in by the time we got out of the forest. Whether it's worth trying to make our way out with them or not, as some kind of visual assistance with our story. And there's always the chance. I mean, going back to something that Alwyn mentioned, that I mean, it's possible. You would think we'd seen, maybe we've been in the forest long enough that if it wanted to make our acquaintance, you'd think it'd have happened by now. But perhaps it will force the issue as we make our way out and the decision is made for us. It's not impossible. And if that's our fate, then so be it.
So I don't follow Sean. What are you talking about?
That if we leave, it may appear. If we try to get out of the forest, it may all of a sudden confront us and we are forced to deal with it at that time, but we can try to leave and get help, but fate may intervene. But
is that our decision then? Because I don't think I can face it alone, says Rudard. He looks around. I can't face it alone. I don't think.
You seem very intent on facing this thing, Rudy.
I am intent on finishing something that's caused corruption and pain. Yes.
It's a matter of succeeding. I mean, there's no chance of us ignoring this, so that's completely off the table. Just a matter of what is the best chance of success. That is
running from the forest and it encountering us on its terms is not a great prospect for success.
If it suddenly takes interest in us that it hasn't shown in the last week, but
well, we're now
maybe.
in its yeah. All right. If the decision is that we flee as quickly as we can from the forest, deep as we are, with it still alive, then that's the decision we take. But I counsel against it strongly.
Wouldn't call it fleeing, but besides
I'm just
that,
using pejorative language to annoy you. That's all.
We'll keep our eye open for that shrubbery too. Don't you worry about that. But
I'm terrified at the prospect, Thognoth, as you can imagine.
Well, how about this? There's 5 of us. Let's vote. We can't have a draw.
What,
Aaron
like councils?
will say this so that he'll tie break, but that's it.
In that case, I step forward and I say, we take it down. I put my hand up.
I step up next to Rudy and say, I'm with you.
This is where the inherent biases of Talthor comes in. He's not going to let a friend go out on their own and possibly die. So, to hell or high water, if Rudy's going, he's going with him.
Well, that's not the decision to be made, because if the vote goes against, we don't go. But
Exactly.
Right. There's no chance of that.
I will honor that decision.
But I think we should rally Bach and Hark and alert the families so they're on alert. Because there's no chance of us ignoring this. It's a matter of whether we go now with limited provisions, the 5 of us,
Hold on.
in the midst.
You're being asked to vote. You made your position clear on what you think should be done. What's your vote?
Well, I think that's what he'd say. But
just leave.
Leave.
yeah, sleep.
Yeah.
3 in favor of pursuing, 1 in favor of fleeing.
Yeah. Sorry, Thognoth.
No, that's right.
Aaron says, well, you'll not need me. It settles in for a nap once again. You guys you still have half a day of time. What do you wish to do?
Well, we have a new direction.
We need to track it, follow it, kill it.
Yep.
This path is very easy for you to follow. So
Good.
you turn southward and begin your pursuit of the Blood Beast. It's a shame I don't name the chapters in this campaign, because that would be a pretty fun chapter ahead.
Yeah, as we start marching away, I pull out my my notepad and my quill and ink, and I start getting everybody's last will and testament, just in case.
Just converting to more right away.
In case somebody finds us,
All right.
So the only thing tracking's a bit of a loose word, I think, for this, but the only difference I want to do now is try and ascertain how long ago it sort of went past. So if we get close enough, we can go, right, we need to go into ambush mode or stealth mode, or if I think it's been through here 2 days ago, we need to catch up. But if we're getting close, I want to try and get a feel for that by the breakages on the trees and the footprints and stuff. That's what I'm sort of diverting my tracking skills to now, instead
Just to try and determine how far behind this thing you are.
Yeah.
Okay, that tracks.
Months, yeah.
Some excellent role playing today. Does anybody think that their characters would have regained any, with the choice of direction you're taking now, with the actions you've taken so far, anyone getting resolve back at all? Resolve is the minor one, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's only taken 2 years, guys. I finally got...
Oh, yeah. God, yeah. I'm down 1.
Yeah, I'm down 1. I mean, the fact that we're going after it...
I think it was a hard decision to make, so I think you would gain a resolve back then for it.
Thank you.
Talther or Thognoth, are you guys down to resolve at all?
No. Mm-mm.
No, okay.
I've got my one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're getting the resilience up to be down one.
Out there is hanging into this game by the skin of his teeth.
Wow.
Go quietly.
No. Fantastic.
Oh, God. This is where, like, you know, you'd save the game, but then restart from the beginning and make better choices with your narrative currency.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
already
getting close
ahead
to
of
the
you,
end game,
Kev.
man. I need
I've
more.
looked
Yeah.
through the magic system. You can have blessings and petty magic, but you can't have arcane magic. So
Mm.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you go invocations, you're out. You can't do that stuff.
Mm.
It's like a choose your own adventure book, but you've got a finger, right?
Mhm.
Finger in the place that
Yeah.
All right. Well, then, guys, I think that brings us to the end of our session. So with you hunting the Blood Beast as our next course of action, let's head back to the main page here. Everyone, it's 100 XP, I think we give for every session, right?
Yep. Mhm.
Everyone gets 100 XP. And for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for session 48 of our campaign, guys. Heading towards the big 5-0. Let's see here. 2 weeks from now will be December 7th, and then the 21st. Is that right? Yeah, I think 21st is it. That'll be our 50th one. Is that the one we're missing, guys, or is that? It's
I
the
think
one on
it's
the
only
22nd.
Yeah, I think it's a Sunday. So
The Sunday's the one where we're not playing. Great. So guys, our last session, actually our last session of the year of our regular games until the holiday games will be session 50 this campaign. So that's exciting. That's also the time of year where we give gifts away. So, maybe the heroes may be in order for something. There are those who have been rattling their tin cup around asking for resilience.
3 or 4
Eight,
preferably.
too. That'd be fine.
Then, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for session 48. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please do not hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. There's also a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where all of us are active, and we have channels there dedicated to the many Warhammer games we run on the channel, as well as things like Find a Group, GM discussion, virtual tabletop chat. There's a knowledgeable, helpful, and friendly community over there. You're more than welcome to join us. There's also a couple folks who are looking for groups right now, too. I saw in the last week. So if you are interested in joining, in particular, I think an AD&D second edition campaign. Looks like some folks were looking for people there. There is also a link down below to our friends at Noble Knight Games. Noble Knight Games is the preeminent unionized retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in North America. Not only do they have an incredible selection of new role-playing games, board games, and card games, they have an unmatched selection of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs. If they don't have something in stock you're looking for, you can put it on a want list, and they'll send you an email when it comes in. And if you make a purchase of $10 or more through their website, be sure to enter the code listed down below, MUSER10, all caps, all one word. That'll save you 10% on any purchase of $10 or more through their website, and that'll be good until the end of 2025. We'll have a new discount code in the new year. You can find that listed in one of our more recent videos if you're listening to this in 2026. And I think their winter sale is over, but if it is going this weekend, the discount code doesn't stack with the discounts from the winter sale. But the winter sale, I believe, is over at the time of recording, so that discount code should be active once again. The last thing I will say is a huge thank you to our grim and perilous players. So, Graham, Sean, John, and Darren, thank you so much for playing today, guys. Terrific role-playing all around. Congratulations on finding that you found the jaws of danger and have choose to throw yourselves into them. So, congratulations. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time for session 49 as we hunt the Blood Beast. But until then, we hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our grim and perilous heroes are finding as they're learning the hard lesson: never, ever go camping. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.